to stop copying others and become themselves. And how do you do that? Is go back to your history, study your history, question it, correct what must be corrected, and then apply your tradition. Not just do a folkloric thing with your tradition, but live it on a day-to-day basis. So those who come here for conferences, for seminars, for different activities, the young people who come here, always at every single one of our meetings, no matter how little we have, whatever we have, always people are fed, because feeding the mind and feeding the body is important. So we deal with literacy, we deal with history, we deal with applying your traditions, we deal with making the youth become very aware of its responsibility to the country, and making them learn to sit down together and debate on how to protect and improve tomorrow. We also have a program dealing with meeting the centenarians, people that are 100 years and more, collect information from them and bring them help whenever we can. Because often the centenarians, most of the family is gone and they're alone. So we have young that who goes to visit them, sometimes bring food for them, bring provisions, and help them in any way that we can. So those are the 6 areas that we deal with on a general basis. So it's through history, we're building the Haitian strength, the Haitian trust, the Haitian love of self. Now, in situations like the one we're in today, where most structures have crumbled, the foundation continues to teach people to trust themselves, gather young people, and give them the strength to carry on. But we also want to help. We want to help in a very structured way. And we want to help in ways that do not attack the culture of Haiti. We see people who claim that they have come to help. Take bags of rice or beans, cut it open, and stay in their helicopters and drop it on the ground, and have people scramble for grains of rice. We teach our people, if you are, no matter how hungry you are, if this is happening in front of you, you stand still and put your arms like this. You do not go scramble for grains and rice. If someone wants to help, then they will help with respect. They will help you with your dignity. You will not accept help in any condition. We do help young students go to the university, help those who have difficulty financially, help them finance their studies, help them find books and things like that. And we want to continue to do this. We want to find ways so that the young people who come to the Fondation can have a decent way of living, even if they have no more house. They can have a decent way of feeding themselves, and we do a lot of teaching on how to use the plants and the leaves and the products of the land to maintain good health. It's a very important part of the work of the Fondation. Treating, as Clara was, Mrs. Dessalines used to do, treating with natural plants is the way we believe is the best way. As a matter of fact, last week, one of our volunteers here went to work in Leogane. And when he came back, when he was with the meeting last Saturday, he was telling us how he stopped foreign doctors from cutting somebody's arm, because they're cutting arms left and right, cutting legs left and right. He's saying, no, this I know. It's true that I'm only a 5th-year student in medicine, but I know that what she has can be cured properly with leaves. They do not need to cut her arms. And so this young man, Ilioto, he convinced them. So he took the lady and he treated her. And 3 days later, the foreign doctors were asking him to teach them what he had done. But many people lost their arms unnecessarily. Many people lost their legs unnecessarily in this situation. We have very efficient ways of curing different things that do not need drastic things like removing people's limbs. So that's the kind of work that we do. We teach our young to be strong, to trust themselves, to defend their point of view. Even though at first the doctors had told them, oh, I have 20 years experience, I have 25 years experience. We said, no. He said, yes, that's true, you have 20 years experience, but I know we don't need to cut this woman's arm. And sure enough, he saved her. So even in my case, I had seen doctors, but there was no way to do a x-ray. There was no way to check certain things. And after a couple of days of waiting, suffering, I decided to send for a doctor that uses natural stuff. And sure enough, he came, gave me different baths with leaves, did different massages for me, and my arm is healing naturally. So those are the things we do at Fondation Marie-Claire Heureuse Félicité Bonheur Décelé. Our short name, this one has a beautiful name, our short name is Fondation Félicité, and otherwise we could also, FF is the letters that represent us.
Are you exposing members or students of the organization to the works of other great scholars such as the late John Henry Clark, Shashi McIntyre, etc., etc.?
Absolutely. We have a small library, bibliothèque, library. Library, it's not where you sell, where you use the documents. It's all the documentation. We have a documentation here, and all of it is available to the young. And they use them, they borrow the books and read, and return them and borrow again. And sometimes we read something together and debate it also. And every so often we have, recently we had Runoko Rashidi was in town. Yes, and the children had, the young ones had the opportunity to meet him, and they were fascinated with him. We also took him to the university, and the students there were absolutely thrilled. In fact, some of them came and said, Mrs. Bello, everything you said, you had been telling us, but it's different when somebody else tells us. They were so happy to hear it from somebody else's mouth.
I believe you were teaching at the university,
yes.
Or teaching. What are you teaching there? Tell us a little bit about the university here.
I teach at the Faculty of Anthropology, of Ethnology. So we teach mostly anthropology. So we deal with, we have a course of civilizations, Africans and Taino culture. And the other course is women in society. Those are the two courses, two main courses at the university. But I think if there's the most important thing is our relationship with the students, where you will find that often, as I said to them, a professor, as the concept is in Europe, is not the professor that I am. I'm a professor in the sense of the mualima, which has for roots, a professor is a mother. So this is somebody that, besides the class, besides the course, you call and you have a problem. Students have come here because they have a problem with their wives, with their husband, with their children, or whatever. Okay? So this is a support system, part of a support system. And so it's not just a course, but they can come here for all kinds of different reasons. My students are my children.
Are you or any of the other professors teaching the students about Vodun or the traditional aspects of
There are Vodun classes at the university. Professor Rachel Beauvoir Dominique is one of the professors that teaches Vodun at the university.